we'll just, I guess, give you a quick update. So I've declared a emergency declaration for 6 of the counties affected. We so far have 100 homes that have been damaged statewide. Power outages, I think we're around 30,000 still out with power as of 1 p.m. today. So they're working tirelessly to get that back restored. As far as Tuesday for the polling stations, we're prioritizing making sure those are all up. We'll advise the public if there's any issue there with the polling stations and kind of reroute people if we need to, if that comes. We've got more storms coming, so don't rely on the sirens. Make sure you're watching your news and your cell phones, taking cover when you can, and please report any damage to what's the website?
damage.ok.gov.
Damage.ok.gov. So we'll open up any questions.
What have you seen out there today whenever you were surveying?
Well, I'm actually going right now. Just stopped right here. Have you been out there? Annie is our emergency management director statewide. What have you seen on the damage side?
The damage on the residential structures is significant in areas. We've been working with the National Weather Service to understand the reports, and you are seeing in this area specifically EF3 damage. There is EF1 damage down in Newcastle, EF2 damage in Hera, so it's pretty significant for the event that we did have.
Have you talked with any of the city leaders? We just talked with Police Chief Ron Basie, Scott Douglas with Fire, and then Mayor David Holt. Have you talked to them about what they're seeing here in Oklahoma City?
We have received the damage reports from the city of Oklahoma City, so we're in contact with them directly, just helping support their operation. Everything here is local, so whatever they need from us, we're here supporting them.
Is anything being done to prepare for tonight's storms?
We do have our State Emergency Operations Center remains activated from last night. We are making sure that we're in contact with all of our local emergency management directors. We want you to pay attention to the National Weather Service, your local news outlets, and like the governor said, have multiple means of warning. You can't hear those outdoor warning sirens inside very frequently. That's not what they're intended for. So just making sure that we're prepared, but it's Oklahoma's weather, so we're doing our best and we're going to be here to support as needed.
The governor said, do you have any message to Oklahomans over the next couple of days? Obviously, you mentioned Election Day on Tuesday, the polls there, but obviously this is going to be a recovering effort. That's going to be multiple days. Do you have a message to Oklahomans here and across the state?
Yeah, I mean, just obviously when you either hear the sirens or that you're in the pathway of an upcoming storm, you've got to just take cover. You've got to go into the interior of your home, take cover. We as Oklahomans have been through this a lot. I've seen a lot of damage around the state. Every time there's a tornado, we're out looking at that. And sometimes as Oklahomans, as a fourth generation Oklahoman, you think, man, it could never hit me. But you've got to be really, really cautious, because when you have an EF3 or EF4, they can do significant damage. We're very fortunate this storm. There's no fatalities reported at this point. Few folks have been taken to the hospital, but you just make sure you're personally aware of what's happening if you're in the line of the damage, and then report any damage so we can kind of get that going with FEMA and get the assistance into our state that we need to.
And I know you mentioned this, and if you could expand, polling places. I didn't know if there were any specifically impacted by power outages or anything like that in the area.
Yeah, I mean, with the people that are, the 30,000 households that are out right now, we just wanted Oklahomans to know, big election on Tuesday, and we just want them to know we are prioritizing with our utilities to make sure that that power is up at those polling stations. Obviously, we want to get all the power up as quickly as possible, so our crews are out working right now to restore that and in positioning for future storms this evening.
Can you talk about what resources are available for the people that were significantly impacted?
Yeah, I'll let Annie explain that.
Sure. Right now, the primary focus was certainly and remains life safety. There are 4 shelters open across the state that people can go and make sure they have access to, and I'll give you those. In Hera, in Shawnee, in Choctaw, and in Hillsdale. Those are supported by the Red Cross. There's also a locally run shelter in Kickapoo. And so as resources are needed, we'll help set them up and we'll help communicate them outward. We also understand the Baptist men have been available, helping support with things like feeding operations. So those are the immediate needs that we're trying to assess, and as more information and requests come in, we'll certainly be helpful to support them.
Also, Oklahoma's DHS runs a website called Be a Neighbor, and you can also go there to see what services are available, who you can connect with, church groups, nonprofits also are there to help that can you can reach out to.
Anybody else? All right.
Well, thanks so much for covering this. Thanks, tell your meteorologist, great job on warning Oklahomans. I know you guys do a really good job, and something that we're good at here in Oklahoma.